It really is an honour and a regret that I'm here addressing this event. An honour, of course, as a lifelong peace activist from Ireland, to have been invited and to be given the opportunity of speaking to peace campaigners in Slovenia. But it's also, of course, a regret, because the very reason for this event is the continuing tragic fact of war in Europe. When we say we want peace for Ukraine, the warmongers shout back at us, peace? That's what we all want. Everyone wants peace. But actually, real peace is dismissed as unrealistic, as emotional, as a cop-out and a refusal to address the hard realities, while the warmongers portray themselves as muscular realists, the real men who refuse to flinch from hard choices and hard realities and who do what must be done. Of course, this is an inversion of reality. There is no realistic victory for Ukraine on the battlefield. Russia will not be defeated militarily. Peace will only come from a negotiated settlement. Negotiation can come now or it can come later. Intoxicated with the fantasies of punishing Russia, there are hard realities which the warmongers deny. For them, war is the easy answer to everything. By contrast, peace is hard. There are no emotional rewards for being on the side of peace. It is for us to examine the conflict without illusions, without comforting fantasies. We want Ukraine to survive as an independent and sovereign country, but we can't allow ourselves to turn away from the fact that the present course of both Western and Russian policy will see that country and its people destroyed. We will not, as the warmongers do, flinch from the uncomfortable reality. This war belongs not only to Russia, but also to NATO and to the West too. Russia, of course, crossed the Rubicon when it invaded Ukraine, but this war wasn't caused by Russia alone. A just and lasting peace in Ukraine can only be achieved by recognizing the fundamental causes of this conflict without illusions. Peace between Russia and the West will always be nothing more than a militarized truce, a frozen war, unless it's a peace of both Russia and the West. True peace in Europe has no place for any military alliance like NATO. The price of peace is demilitarization, building confidence, mutual trust and respect, and a radical overhaul of the so-called security architecture in Europe. We know exactly how hard that's going to be. It's going to require careful and patient work from the level of individuals up to the levels of international institutions. It's going to require letting go of deep and justified resentments and making difficult concessions for a greater good. All of this is why peace is always hard to achieve, but we know that it's worth it because the alternative is unthinkable. At the present moment, the voices of peace are attacked as appeasers. The ferocity and the volume of war propaganda is overpowering. The slurs directed at the anti-war movement are vicious and unrelenting. It's been successful too, because many who know in their hearts that the war isn't the answer have been intimidated into silence. But we must remember that this is what it is always like. It's normal. This is what jingoism is, when the establishment and the media transform themselves into an engine for war propaganda. It's happened during every major conflict in modern history, and the peace movement is always the target. It actually shows the power of the peace message that so much effort is spent to attack us. We should take confidence in this. We know from historical experience that the message of peace always wins through in the end. So the best thing that we can do as a peace movement is exactly what you're doing in Ljubljana already. Turn away from the false world created by propaganda, organise, hold meetings with real people in real places, talk to each other, build coalitions and alliances, build peace block by block. I wish I could be there in person to have these discussions together with you, but if I can send one message, it's this: have confidence. We are not alone. The voices for peace have been isolated and marginalised across Europe, but there are many of us. We're doing the right thing. The silence is breaking. We will not be ignored. Let's raise the banner for peace together.